interact with us.
Thank you very, very much, Emeka. Your Excellency, the Governor of the Imo State, Chief Senator Hope Uzodimma, Your Excellency, our own brother, who is the Minister of Education, Emeka Majuba, Chief Emeka Majuba, and our own Chairman, Professor Maurice Iwu, and then all executive members and brothers and sisters all over the world as they continue to connect online, and our friends who want to invest in Imo State. I want to appreciate all of you. Mine is very simple. I just want to say that I appreciate God for bringing me from Imo State. And I think I'll tell people this. We are all committed to that state, and only a fool will abandon his state. I want to point out one thing before I go into the mainstream. If God has brought you from a place and you spend your time criticizing the place when you have access to suggest, I think you are branding yourself. I want to plead with all of us who are online not to be negative, be very positive. Do the much you can. Sometimes you have bad government, sometimes you have good government. But we also need to add value to the state. This is a spiritual responsibility. You don't have an option. So I'm one person who supports every government in Imo State. I don't belong to any party. And I think why some of us make investment mistakes is that you can't be a businessman and be a politician. It's either you become a politician or you become a businessman. Okay, you can be a businessman and go into politics. So I like this platform. I'm committed to it. And I've been privileged to consult for other states on COVID and post-COVID-19 survival strategy. And we managed to put this together. So it's a privilege for me to speak to everyone online here. Now, a lot of people are talking about post-COVID, but those who live beyond the challenge, okay, we celebrate post-COVID. So what is critical right now is that how do we put food on the table? The governors have crises, the president has crisis, we all have crisis in our families, okay, even though we pretend the government should look after us. But what are we contributing to survive this period? We don't know how long it's going to last. But we come from a state, every person agrees. The governor said, and His Excellency Emeka Majuba said, we are central to this economy. We have brilliant people with a lot of energy, okay, and people who are not too much noisemakers. Now, what I plead with you is see the state as yours. No matter how small, you don't need to be a rich man to contribute. Start from your village, from your family, your village, to your town and local government, and then come to the state. It all adds one or two. Now, let me look at what is central to survival today. Fortunately, we have the Minister of Education, educating our people. Now, education has become a common factor, but quality education is rare in Imo State. And I think this is the cheapest thing we can support the government to have quality people. That's the biggest investment you make in the world today. The 21st century, I said it many years ago, is a century of knowledge and trust. If you don't have the two, you survive in the short term. And if you people know, Igbos were the biggest traders, but most of them had no education. They had no exposure. So today they are competing with Chinese, with their standard. Okay, so how can you survive? Profit margin has fallen. So when you put Igbo rich people on the scale, you find out they don't have money. How many of them can lose 2 billion? I will not have heart attack. Now, but we now need to cheapest, for the first time, education is cheap. That we can create solid foundation, very cheap, to educate our people properly. University is giving today, you go to university, whether you study or not, they'll give you a degree, or you know nothing. So I think we are privileged, and we get all the endorsement from the Ministry of Education, because Emeka has been very passionate about developing the state. And then we have a governor today who is in the right party to make things work. So we need to invest in education. And Your Excellency, what Imo State lacks today is a finishing school. There are universities, Futo, Imo State University, Ekeh, the Polytechnics, and all the rest of them. They all lack basic infrastructure to qualify, to produce quality graduates. And to produce quality graduate who has spent 6 months today, so 4 years, we don't need more than 6 months. That's why I say finishing school. I just hired 7 Imo people. I think I'm the largest employer of qualified Imo citizens in this country. So I can tell you, I bring them from Imo, have lodged them in Lagos. It cost me 5 times the money.
Hello, sir.
Okay.
Hello, sir. Good afternoon.
So I think
on a conference webinar.
So I think
webinar.
We can quickly intervene, and the governor give you a form, and I'm a good supporter of this. If the government can provision 250 million and task each autonomous community, because I've done investment in every autonomous community, I have the statistics. $1,000 each. Any autonomous community that cannot produce $450,000 or 450,000 naira, which is $1,000. Okay, it would be very unfortunate to employ their people, to re-educate their people. And if they partner with Zynox Institute of Technology, that is certified by Microsoft, all of them. So you get a lot of things for free. We'll be having about 1 billion. Zynox Group might put 150 million. But we need to remove politics from it to make sure, first of all, we recruit from every community the best and train them over the next 1 year. I can assure you, I will help get them job. We create a digital job center. People need them, from accountant to religious studies to biology. I have a guy who did biology in the university. We trained him. We are paying him $1 million. The South African company just hired him. The South African company has no company here and is paying him $5 million. And how did I know? Because he ran into foreign exchange problem and he pleaded with me in the last 2 months to pay the boy's salary. So from 1 million, he's earning 5 million a month. That family has survived for good. That community has survived. And the boy is 32 years of age. Now, so this is the kind of education I mean. You have the building. We can set it up in Imo State University, a hall, small generator, the IT equipment, but they are not just reading IT. It's a finishing school. Ethics of survival, communication skill, accounts for non-accountants. So when they go for interview, they are future CEOs. I produced these people, they are earning, I've lost most of them to foreign countries, but it's one of those contributions. So we need to educate our people to get to this job. In fact, Vice President of Microsoft spoke with me yesterday, okay? They created a job for the season. So training people on major skills, customer services, critical jobs that are needed right now, digital marketing. So you can start your home and you are making money. We're paying you online. These courses are not more than 3 months. Okay, I'm doing them already, but I can't take the volume for Imo State. Now, you also, how do we employ our people? People are looking for qualified people. Immediately we give these people content. There's a way somebody is supposed to dress from Imo State. Imo people are decent people to go for an interview. So sometimes I breeze into Concord. The last time I was in Concord, I was interacting with about 75 of them. They have content, but they are very timid to carry your ID card. So some of this finishing school is 3 months. They get a job. You are thinking about 500,000. We can push into the society 1 million because people are looking for them. Imo State has traffic on internet, telephoning. Okay, so it's a least headache for you. Now, I would tell every Imo person, you must sow a seed in Imo State. It's good to talk, it's good to expect, but we have to sow a seed. For those our brothers who are abroad, today you can see the difference with $500, $1,000 that you can use in lodging a hotel. But if you can sign on to educate 3 people on a finishing school, it's simple money. I will help them get jobs. I will employ them. I'm recruiting. Okay, fine. So, and I get my friends to employ them. Now, another thing I want to talk about is having faith and securing the people. Security is a major issue for investors. I mean, if you have the GPS of this country, Imo State is central. To go to Onitsha, to go to Abia, to go everywhere. I was trying to set up a medical center in Imo to do a supply chain for the pharmacies, because a lot of drugs sold on our side of the country are fake, and people are buying them and swallowing them. But at least to inject proper drug at the same price. Now, securing Imo State has a lot to do with security. No government can secure a state. And I'll give you a very good example. The governor of the state, of Lagos State, we pay security fee every year for those who choose to pay. My company gives them 50 million to 100 million. Now, if you don't inject this capital, how would the state, no government can secure a state. I've given the same Imo State some pickups with security gadgets before, but it didn't go into the security system. They were given to the governor's brothers, which was a shame, and we all stopped. So I want to plead with all of us to have faith in the economy. If you don't have faith, it's like not having faith in God. Even when He solves your problem, you won't realize it has happened. And we should fight less. You can't believe in God and do other things. Then support and leverage on others. His Excellency knows. Holy Ghost College, I just put the biggest automation. It's not my money. I got it from government. I gave to Mbano and I gave to Olo. They have the latest, no university in Imo State has it. These colleges have. I leverage on relationship with the government and I pleaded with them. And another one is coming again. And the governor is in a position, because what I'm saying, he knows. He's done it when he was a senator. He tried to influence some. Okay, we can go begging federal government in order to save the cost of development. So instead of building this infrastructure, we take what the government has built. It's cheaper for us, and the governor and his team can invest this money in some other resources. We are ready to help. It's very painful that we are in such a pain in the past. For 9 years, I've not slept in my village house, because when I come to Imo State, I'm depressed for another 2-3 years, 2-3 days. And I'm a tech entrepreneur, so it upsets me, but there's nothing I can do. So I want to plead with every person from Imo State. We need to support the government. We need to give, no matter how small. I just calculated for $1,000 from every autonomous community. From every autonomous community, we have raised 1 billion. If the state want me to give them a bond to confirm that these people will properly train, these people will get a job, and they're not getting a job of 50,000. They're not getting a job of 60,000. They're getting jobs that they have the intellect, okay? They have the capacity to lead tomorrow, so that we can have security. It's easy to talk security when people are unemployed. You can't feel at home. But if you're also from Imo State, you agree with me that immediately you land at the airport, you feel happy. You're very excited to get into town. It's only when you get into town, you start feeling depressed. Even if you're coming from Port Harcourt by road, you're excited you're going to Imo State. There's a spiritual attachment to what we have. We can't continue to say. I just give you an example, and I use myself as a testimony. I built in Imo State University, the first digital center 25 years ago. I equipped it. They abused it 3 months after. I built in Futo, the computer center in Futo, I built it about 17 years ago. I don't have my names on them for political reasons, because immediately I put my name, somebody will go and tell the governor, you still want to contest election. I built from Ekeh, and I hire from there. Futo, I refurbished it end of last year. I go there to hire. So a lot of us can add huge value to employ our people. Not every person can be a politician.
Chief Leostan.
So I think I've done the little I can at the moment, but I want to plead with us. Let's do less talk. Let's do less fight. Okay, let's be positive minded. Okay, let's embrace growth. Let us embrace progress to the glory of God. Thank you very much. This is just what I want to do.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Leostan.